something. So also known as sticky weed, also known as Velcro weed. We're just entering the season for it. So take a look at it. But if you look at it, you see it has what we call a whorl leaf structure. W-H-O-R-L, whorled leaf structure, because it grows in a circle. The stem is hairy, the leaves are hairy, the hair will eventually turn into little hooks. This is that plant that clings to you when you're walking around in the woods. You make great Texas snowballs out of it. Over the winter it grows into fairly big masses. And I taught my kids, you take a handful, you clump it in a ball, you throw it at your friend when they're not looking, and it sticks to their back like a big green lump on their back. Closest we have to snowball. Uses. So, you know Snapple iced tea? Read the ingredient labels. On some of them, they will list cleavers, this plant, as one of the ingredients. Cleavers are loaded with vitamin C. So they make a really good vitamin C enriched tea. Now, so you would think if you make a tea from it, it's going to have, you know, a really tart sort of flavor like the vitamin C tablets. Okay, so the adult human needs 520 milligrams of vitamin C a day to maintain their health. 520 milligrams. Those vitamin C tablets are around 5,000. Most of that vitamin C just gets peed out. But they figure if they don't put that much in there and the consumer doesn't taste that sharp, hard flavor, they think they're not getting enough vitamin C. So they're just overdosing you with vitamin C because as a consumer, you think it needs to taste like that. They can make a quiet vacuum cleaner. They made quiet vacuum cleaners. Consumers hated them because they thought it wasn't cleaning. So they purposely make vacuum cleaners loud to make you think like you're getting a better job cleaning. Aren't humans awesome? They're my favorite. Oh yeah. Okay. So anyway, so vitamin C. So the cleaver's loaded with vitamin C. The tea from it actually has a very nice, just kind of an herbal flavor to it. It doesn't have that tart vitamin C. It gives you the vitamin C. Normally you want to get about if you wad it up into a ball, about the size of a ping pong ball. So we're right at the beginning of the cleaver season. It's going to grow into long strands, but you want to get enough to, if you compress it down into about the size of a ping pong ball, and drop that in a quart of hot water. Remember, vitamin C, if you boil it, if you go above 180 degrees, it starts decomposing. You don't want to do that. So you want to bring the water up, get it hot, too hot to touch, but not boiling. Drop this wad of cleaver in there. Before dropping in there, you want to pound it, you want to twist it, you want to kind of bust it up, you want to rupture those cell walls. And then drop it into a quart of water. Let it sit for 30 minutes, strain it out, drink it, tastes great. It's a beautiful emerald green color, and it'll give you the vitamin C you need for the day. So really, 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 really good. Other things you can do with the plant. Now, when it's still young, if you felt it, if it's not sticking, if it's not clinging to you, you can actually eat it raw. It tastes like raw peas. It's actually pretty good. Once there's any sort of clinging, though, you don't want to eat it because it can get caught in your throat, and sometimes you go in with the forceps and get it.
Oh.
So, I mean, it really clings well. Backpacker is colander. It grows in big masses as it gets older, and in Minnesota, it's a summertime weed. Down here, it's a wintertime weed. It likes this temperature range. Just to give you an idea, Minnesota, this is summer. This is what the summer days. So we would collect it, and we would form bowls out of it, and use that to strain pasta, rather than carrying a colander with you in the woods. Cleaver everywhere, so yeah, we would use it as a strainer. So very useful plant, but its main thing is just absolutely loaded with vitamin C. But look for it, kind of shady, damp areas. It also likes disturbed areas that you pour up. It produces lots and lots of little seeds, and these seeds will cling to you too. and those seeds will remain like viable for decades. So they'll get transferred somewhere, get stuck in the dirt, but the conditions won't be quite right. Eventually, the conditions do get quite right, and suddenly it starts, just appearing almost like magic in fermentation. So we're just starting to get it. Here's a small example. But usually, you find it growing with wood sorrel and wild violets too. So I was hoping there would be. When I was talking about the old man's beard version of the lichen, this is the stuff I'm talking about. So this is the best one for food and vitamin C.
Structurally, it looks different, doesn't it?
It's wider and flatter than the almost hairy, but
When you get done, I think there's goldenrod over here that's
It's still green.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
What do you found a mushroom?
Oh. That looks like a brittle gill. Okay, so we got another mushroom. This one is obviously growing on dead wood. A couple of sets of pieces. One, if you look, it has a little dip.
Yeah, it's got that
In the center. If you flip it over, the stem is right there.
I think it's full on.
Oh, good.
To me, just,
You just got
oh wait.
looking at it.
Ooh, okay, we're gonna pull you off here because this is even more interesting. Okay, so I talked about polypore, having pores instead of gills. So in this case, well, probably the difference. So instead of gills, we have tiny little. I'll bring it around here. So it doesn't have the traditional gills. It just has a bunch of little tubes that end in little holes. So this one is not poisonous. It's not the fringed brittle gill that I was thinking of. It's just some other random polypore. But most polypores are, at the very least, strong antibiotics. And a lot of them are also really good if you smolder them. If you smolder them, they drive away mosquitoes. So mushrooms in general, that traditional mushroom smell you get from store-bought, that's due to a chemical called 1-octanol. 1-octanol blinds 2 of the 3 biting mosquitoes we have in Texas. So it makes you invisible to them. But it's also an attractant to one of the third one. So it drives 2 away and it attracts 1 to you. So this will just go sideways for a second. Mosquitoes. If you want to know what attracts a mosquito, think beer with pizza. Beer is attract.